In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB bet slate for Monday, May 26th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our May 26th MLB slate we got going on for Monday. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetSD, and don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 10.1 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 20K, and we're well on the way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader audience. All right, and now for the Patreon, we finished strong last night here with the New York Knicks. They gave out a live boost, and that came in handy, obviously, because the Knicks were down. I will try to play it safe here just to get the points. That cashed at plus 8.5. I had almost even money, and then before the game, I had the Knicks on the money line. Huge comeback from the New York Knicks in that game. Karl-Anthony Towns took it to a whole nother level, and we got the dub for that one. All right, so if you want more winning plays, remember, click on that link provided down below in the description. You're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. All right, going by the previous video here, we went 2-3 in that video. Royals lost. Yankees came through with the team total over and the cover. Cardinals, the under did not come through. The Phillies won, and then the Angels and Mariners, we had over 8.5. That total was exactly at 8, so almost got 3 out of 2. So 2 out of 3 in the last video. Our record is now 23-18-1. We're going to be going for a sweep in this one here, kicking things off with the Detroit Tigers, 34-20, going up against the San Francisco Giants, 31-22. Starting pitching matchup here: Hayden Birdsong, 2-0 with a 1.91 ERA, going up against Kiter Montero, 1-1 with a 5.28 ERA. Looking at the current odds for these two teams here, this is dead slap in the middle, minus 110 both sides. Total runs at 8. For the public bet percentage here, 53% of the money coming in on Detroit, but then we have 68% of the money coming in on San Francisco. So sharps are on the side of the Giants. Total runs here, 58% of the bets, 61% of the money towards the over 8 total runs in this game here. All right, now Kiter Montero has just been bad against lefties and righties here, and same thing with home and road splits. Same issues he had last season. At home, 5.25 ERA at home, 5.30 ERA on the road. And his main issue when we're looking at his numbers, the real main issue when we're looking at his numbers here is the numbers against lefties. All-time highs here. If we're looking at home versus lefties, he's giving up the same power. Home run per 9, 1.5 to lefties and righties. That's bad. And then lefties as well, 1.67 whip. To go along with an xFIP, so it's expected that he should be worse against these lefties here as well. And then against righties, it's not good as well. A 320 batting average to righties, a 1.83 whip as well. This is a really decent spot here for the Giants, coming in with Hayden Birdsong, who's been phenomenal at home and on the road. With an even money line here, I see why the sharps are on the side of the Giants. I like the Giants on the money line, and for the total, I don't think that there's going to be a lot of runs here scored. So I'm going to go with the under 8 total runs in this one. But the main play, Giants on the money line. In American Family Fields here, we have the Milwaukee Brewers 26-28 going up against the Boston Red Sox 27-28. Looking at the current pitcher matchup here, Garrett Crochet 4-3 with a 1.98 ERA. Going up against Chad Patrick here, 2-4 with a 3.23 ERA. Looking at the odds for this matchup here, we have the Red Sox as road favorites, minus 160, with the comeback of the Brewers at a plus 135. 125. Total runs at 7.5. Public bet percentage here, 67% of the bets, 69% of the money all over Boston. And for the total runs, 80% of the bets and 60% of the money towards the over 7.5 as well. All right. Right now, the Red Sox are on a 2-game losing streak right now. Milwaukee Brewers coming off a win and a split against the Pittsburgh Pirates here. But benefit here is to the Brewers at home, okay? Chad Patrick here has been very good at home as well. 33 innings, 2.70 ERA as well. Very low average. He's given up at 228. Very strong numbers across the board as well for him. And decent strikeout rate, 33 innings pitched, 31 strikeouts, solid number there. And then Garrett Crochet has been absolutely phenomenal this season. So can Chad Patrick match him in this matchup? I think the value in this game here is in the plus 1.5 between these two teams. At minus 135, that is a great number. It's almost even. So give me the Brewers in this game. I think there's going to be a pitching duel between Chad Patrick at home and Garrett Crochet. He'll bring it over. Milwaukee Brewers have struggled against lefties as well. They're not top 20. And this could be a spot that you can see. It's going to have to get into those bullpens, all right? So in this one, I like the plus 1.5 for the Brewers. And for the total, I like the under 7.5. In Oriole Park here, we have the Baltimore Orioles 18-34 going against the St. Louis Cardinals 30-23. This pitching matchup right here, we have Eric Fetty 3-3 with a 3.77 ERA. Going up against Charlie Morton here, 0-7 with a 7.68 ERA. So we were not expecting this from Charlie Morton here coming over to the Baltimore Orioles here. He's been absolutely putrid at the beginning of the season. We'll look at his numbers a little deeper. Right now, the current odds for this game here, we have a minus 115 on the Cardinals with the comeback of the Orioles at a minus 105. Total run set at 9. All right, so public bet percentage here, pretty heavily on the side of the Cardinals, 74% of the bet, 77% of the money, but the line is pretty even here. That's a big red flag. And then for the total runs, 57% of the bets, 54% of the money is on the over 9 runs, very slightly towards the over. All right, so when we're looking at this matchup here, this is going to be an AL versus NL matchup. And that's the difference that I think here. Charlie Morton, as you can see, despite the fact that he's had a horrible beginning of the season and his ERA is pretty big. We're looking at this stretch run here in the last 3 games. He's pitching a little bit better, trying to open up to go to 5 innings as well. That's a positive sign. He hasn't been getting blasted like he did in the beginning of the year. And we're seeing some better numbers coming from Charlie Morton here. Benefit here as well, he's facing an NL team, all right? He did good against the Washington Nationals, 4 1/3. Only 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts. That's a good outing right there. And now he's going up against the Cardinals. Maybe that's the medicine that he needs to get things right. And then Eric Fetty on the other hand here, he does pitch better on the road. 2.43 ERA on the road. But he's going to have to worry about these power bats here. If he can get, he has enough strikeout stuff. So if you don't have strikeout stuff, you kind of give up power. This could lean towards the Orioles having a decent day. All right, so I'm going to be leaning towards the Orioles on the money line. I think that this line is too close for 74 and 77% of the money being on the Cardinals. I think the value is on the Orioles. I'll give me that minus 105 on the money line, and I'll take the under 9 total runs in this game. All right. In Citi Field here, we have the New York Mets 32-21 going against the Chicago White Sox 17-36. Starting pitching matchup here, Adrian Hauser, former Met, 1-0 with a 0.00 ERA. Going up against Clay Holmes, 5-3 with a 3.13 ERA. Looking at the total, look for the odds here in this game here. Mets are huge favorites, minus 300 with a comeback of the White Sox at a plus 240. Total run set at 8.5. Full game public bet percentage, 92% of the bets, 93% of the money all over the Mets. Total runs at 56% of the bets, 61% of the money towards the over 8.5 total runs. All right. Adrian Hauser here, former Met last year. So they already know the drop on him. And this is not a very good matchup going up against this lineup here in the New York Mets. Adrian Hauser has struggles against lefties, or lefties and righties, but mainly lefties as well. It's power to lefties, 1.31 home run per nine. He's giving up 11% walk rate to lefties, a 9% walk rate to righties, 270 average to both, a 160 whip to lefties, and it's consistent throughout. So Juan Soto, Jeff McNeil, Brandon Nimmo, all these guys that have high on base percentages here are very, very are in a very, very good position here in this game going up against Adrian Hauser. Plus, they know how he pitches. All right, he was just there last year, didn't pitch well, over 5 ERA, and you think he's going to be able to pitch against this New York Mets lineup? I highly doubt so. And then Clay Holmes has been solid this year. 3.86 ERA at home, decent strikeout numbers here, and we're looking at the strikeout numbers here. She's lightly red here. 23% strikeout rate, this total lineup here that they have for the White Sox. And Clay Holmes has some very good strikeout numbers, 24% to righties, 22% to lefties. And I think he's in a really good spot here. Mets at home, they've been elite, and I like them as -1.5. All right, you get -1.5 right now, -160. That's a solid number. And I would go with the New York Mets team total over. That's the secondary play. But give me Mets -1.5. All right, last but not least here, we're in Kauffman Stadium. We have the Kansas City Royals 29-25 going against the Cincinnati Reds 26-28. Looking at the pitching matchup here, Nick Martinez 2-5 with a 3.43 ERA. Going against Michael Lorenzen 3-5 with a 3.77 ERA. Looking at the current odds for this matchup here, pretty tightly contested. Royals a -125 with the comeback of the Reds at a +105. Total runs set at 8. All right, public bet percentage here, 61% of the bets coming in on the Royals, but we have all the sharps, 80% of the money here coming in on the Cincinnati Reds, but they're still solidified underdogs. All right, definitely take a note of that. Total runs here, 79% of the bets, 71% of the money on the over 8 runs in this game. All right, now looking at Michael Lorenzen. Michael Lorenzen has been phenomenal at home. He has a under 1 ERA at home. He's been ridiculous at home across the board. Barely any home run per 9. He has an over 20% strikeout rate to lefties and righties. Below 200 average to both lefties and righties. Under 1 whip to both lefties and righties. And it's pretty solidified here. I like him in this matchup. Nick Martinez on the other end. He does pitch better on the road. No, he pitches bad on the road, 4.18 ERA on the road, a 290 average across the board. And his main issue is lefties, okay? His main issue, lefties, 325 average against lefties, a 1.66 whip against lefties. Righties numbers, still some question marks there, 269 average, a 120 whip. But the thing about the Royals is they have plenty of lefty guys. They have Vinny Pasquantino. They got Drew Waters, Mike Massey, Kyle Isbell, Drew Waters. So they're going to be dealing with a lot of lefties at the back end of this lineup. They're going to be able to throw 4 to 5, well, 5, almost 6 lefties here for Nick Martinez here. If they start the correct lineup, if we go to the bench. But he's going to be in a tough situation here. I think that the value is going to be on the Royals in this spot. I like them on the money line. I'll take them and fade the sharp money that's coming in. So Royals on the money line. And for the total, I am going to lean towards the over 8 runs in the total. All right, so that's going to be our breakdown for the Monday slate. Let me know in that comment section down below if you agree or disagree. We could definitely debate about that down below. If you guys want to sign up for the Patreon, remember that's in the description link. You're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. This is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out.